On the evening of September 17th, 2023, police in Romeoville, Illinois made a gruesome and heartbreaking discovery inside of a family home.
This one is open. No, it's not.
Oh God.
I need more units here. Hold this.
What followed was a rapidly unfolding investigation that uncovered a truly bizarre and disturbing murder plot and a motive that no one saw coming. Hi there, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. Today's case takes some unexpected turns. The story unravels in only a few days. It took investigators an entire year, however, to put together all of the twisted pieces. Let's take a look. On Sunday, September 17th, 2023, two calls were placed to law enforcement by concerned family members in Romeoville, Illinois. The first was from Brianna Bartolomei, the sister of 31-year-old Zoraida. She and her husband Alberto Roland had been unreachable all day. Alberto had failed to turn up for his early shift at work. A second call was placed by Zoraida's mother.
I'm calling for my daughter, Zoraida Bartolomei. She lives Concord Avenue, Romeoville, Illinois, and we haven't heard from her or her husband or her children during the whole day. No answering the phone. If somebody can go by the house and check them, because the husband, they called from his work that he didn't show up to work, and he never, he's always at work.
Okay, give me 1 second. Did you last hear from your daughter?
All day today, I haven't heard from her.
But when did you last talk to her? Yeah,
last night.
Last night? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to send officers over to check on her, and somebody will give you a call back, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you.
No problem. That's what we're here for.
Romeoville police arrived at the family home on the 500 block of Concord Avenue at around 8:43 p.m. to perform the welfare check.
Thanks for coming.
There was no response at the door and no sign of movement inside the house. Officers proceeded to peer inside the windows and explore the back of the property.
Romeoville 30128 in the drive.
Almost all the lights were off, but through the front picture window, they could see a TV and coffee table had been knocked over.
Hey, I got a TV knocked over and a coffee table knocked over.
Keep shining because I can kind of see a little bit better now.
Okay.
Alright, nothing in this room.
I'm saying the lights are off. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday.
And no, there's lights on in the back room. You can see it through that second.
Go in the backyard real quick.
When officers ventured towards the back door and entered through the porch, they made a disturbing discovery.
Yeah. This one's open.
See if you can speak in the back. There's a window, right?
Yeah, 2 windows.
Yeah, I'll go this one. This one,
Oh God.
I need more units here. Hold this.
Yep.
Just inside the door, officers could view a bloody scene. It was clear that something horrific had occurred inside.
I got 2 dead dogs, TV's knocked over, and a coffee table knocked over in the front room.
What they couldn't know was whether there was anyone remaining alive inside the home,
Hey,
nor
open the trunk.
if they were free of any threats when they entered.
Units from 367, I'm waiting for at least one more to make entry. Is this thing? 350. Any luck on that ram?
I'm sorry, I didn't check. I'll do that one.
No worries. I'm gonna force entry to the back. I got enough units here. We're gonna get going.
You going in back?
You with me.
We're coming up 23.
You guys hold the front, okay? From a position of cover, please. I don't know if anybody's in there or not.
You got another door right here.
Hey, you know what? Hey, one of you guys holding this one. One of you guys holding the front.
There were no other side doors, right?
No, not that I know of.
Hey, Ron.
Yep.
Here's what we're gonna do, okay? I'm gonna boot it. We're gonna go nice and slow, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys stay right on me.
Yep. I'm going over your right shoulder.
You watch our 6 as we move through the house, okay? Corey, come up here, cover this door, this window. Fuck, this lights is dead, god damn it.
Christian, here.
Here, watch
Can I
you.
fight?
No, I got one.
Check the door.
Here,
Door
cover the window.
Why don't you check the door handle first before we get to it?
Stand by. Door's open. All right.
Ready?
Hold on.
Dispatch Romeoville 315. 132 traffic.
Maintain the 32 drivers, please. All right, Ron.
I got right.
All right, ready?
Yep, yep.
I'm with you, Ron. Romeo, please, anybody here? Move up.
Go, 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 go.
Romeo, please, anybody here?
Body.
All right. Wait, you got one? No, hey. Hold it, Corey, hold it.
I got you.
43, you got 142 body. What do you got? Corey, you got a light switch over there?
Nothing's working.
All right, cool. Lights, all right, this light's on. Okay, cool.
That door right there. Is that the outside?
Tag out. Ron, you're up first.
All right, Corey.
Corey,
Switch
Ron,
back.
jump through.
Switch back.
Body's gonna be down on the floor on your right.
Gotcha. All right, here we go.
Inside, 38-year-old Alberto Rolon was found dead in a hallway. A bedroom door had been kicked down, and within, Zoraida was discovered dead, her hands covering her face. The couple's sons, 10-year-old Adriel and 7-year-old Diego, had been killed in the bed. There were nearly 24 shell casings scattered throughout the house. One or more gunmen had entered the family home and left no one alive.
They were a quiet couple. They kept to themselves. They maintained their yard. I never saw the kids out front. I only heard them in the back.
Like a close-knit family as far as I could tell, and they just stayed to themselves, had outings in their backyard a lot of times with just family, and both of them worked. She worked days and he worked nights.
Neighbors were understandably shocked at the news of the murders. The couple had only recently moved to the area, having achieved their dream of buying their family home in April of that year. Both Zoraida and Alberto worked full-time. She in quality control at Avanti Engineering, a machined parts manufacturer, and Alberto at a local liquor distributor. Family told police that the couple lived for their children. There had been problems in the marriage, but they had stayed together for the sake of their boys. After the purchase of the house, the family had been in good spirits. The couple did not have a criminal history. They were not struggling financially. Neither of them even owned a gun. At the scene, investigators spoke with Zoraida's brother, who had arrived to check on her. Unaware of the calls for welfare checks made by both his mother and sister, he could not think of a single person that would have wished to harm the family. Inside the house, the shell casings from a 9mm pistol littered the floors. Furniture had been knocked over and items broken. Despite the damage, it did not appear that there had been a struggle. The victims seemed to have been caught unaware or had hidden in place from the shooter. Investigators believed that the shooter had attempted to make the killings appear to be a senseless crime by knocking over furniture and spray painting profanity in the living room. On the living room wall, the individual had only gotten as far as F before the paint can gave him trouble and it was abandoned. Eventually, crime scene experts were able to recreate a general sequence of events. They believed that the murders had occurred in the night. Alberto, who worked nights during the week, was awake when the shooter attempted to make entry. Zoraida and the boys were likely in the bedroom sleeping. Perhaps one or more of the children had been having trouble sleeping and so had been tucked into their mother's bed, where they were later found. Checking on noise from the back door, Alberto was shot and injured in the hallway. He ran towards the bedrooms. The intruder shot him 5 more times before he could reach his wife and sons. It was clear that the family had been targeted. Any question that the killing could have been a murder-suicide was ruled out quickly. The murder weapon was not found in the house.
Preliminary investigation leads police to believe this happened between 9 p.m. on Saturday and 5 a.m. on Sunday morning.
We are not asking anybody to shelter in place. We are not actively looking for anybody in the area. But we do always ask our residents to have a good sense of self-awareness and to report anything that they might see as suspicious.
Investigators speaking with co-workers of Zoraida's at the manufacturing facility developed a lead in the case quickly. They discovered that the 31-year-old mother had shared concerns with a colleague over threatening text messages that she had been receiving in the weeks before her death. Beginning in June of that year, these messages warned her away from her entanglement with another co-worker at the Avanti facility, a man named Nathaniel Huey Jr. Zoraida and Nate had been involved in a romantic affair for about 4 months. Alberto was reportedly aware of previous instances when his wife had stepped out on their marriage. It wasn't a desirable arrangement, but the two reportedly decided to stay together for the children, despite Zoraida's infidelity. Only weeks after she started seeing Nate, the anonymous messages began. Over time, as she ignored them, the nature of the threats escalated. They warned her that Nate was about to be the center of a murder investigation. The messages also accused Zoraida of putting her children in danger by seeing him. 1 week before the murders, Alberto too received threats from an unknown number. "This will be the last I say this, Alberto. This stupid girl will be the reason you have no children." Detectives were keen to speak with Nathaniel Huey. They found him at work.
So, what can you tell us?
I know about a relationship that stemmed from here.
Mm-hmm. So when you guys, are you married?
Yeah, but not paper. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but yes, but we're not didn't go to court. They official.
So church married, but not paper married?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nate and the woman he called his wife, Ermelinda Palomo, had been together for 8 years. They lived together along with Ermelinda's adult daughters. The two had held a church ceremony but never filed for a marriage license. Occasionally, he referred to her instead as his fiance. But with Zoraida, Nate admitted to having a special connection. He called her an angel and would never have wished her any harm, he said.
I gotta ask, did you have anything to do with this? Okay. I have to ask, and you know that your number is going to be in her phone, and we're going to find your text messages, and we're going to find that stuff, and I want to get a surprise later on that you guys are fighting or that there was something going on between you two or the three of you that I don't know about, you know? Nothing like that.
Nobody was threatening anybody. We weren't fighting. Like, really, she was like fucking angel, you know what I'm saying? Like a sweet girl. So, like,
I don't know. I mean, did she ever tell you, like, you know, I'm worried, I'm scared of my husband, or I'm worried, I'm scared of a neighbor?
he didn't seem like threatening. Because the reason, like, we were, like, really, like, taking everything, like, really slow is because, like, he just seemed like he was a pretty nice, easygoing guy. But, like, just kind of one of those things of, like, you know, she's not happy, you know, so it's, but like he was good. He was good to the kids and shit. So you know, sort of like that.
When you say you guys were gonna like move forward, so were you guys like actively looking to try to get a place together or something?
Yeah, but like you know, it was slow. Just kind of like it's only a couple of months kind of thing. So
Yeah.
like, you know, just I don't know how to explain it.
No, I get it.
A woman could explain it better.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Nate poorly explained his affection for Zoraida and the nature of their relationship. According to Brianna, her sister had referred to Nate as her soulmate. She compared their relationship to that of Romeo and Juliet. At Nate's workstation, police found a note in Zoraida's handwriting, which read, "You mean so much to me, like I don't think you understand how much I actually love you."
I'm sure you would like to see this get solved just like us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like, I'm pretty fucking angry.
Yeah.
Like I said, nothing against my wife, man, but like, just a different connection with someone.
Yeah.
You know, I just felt like really strong, you know what I'm saying?
Despite his apparent affection for Zoraida, investigators remained suspicious of Nate Huey. They were certain that there was more to his story than he was willing to offer.
All right, well, thank you.
In addition to his work at the manufacturing plant, Nate also had registered his own business called Black Bear Security LLC. Advertisements offered personal and business security services, as well as gun repairs. Photos of Nate on social media showed him posing with rifles and other guns. And as it turns out, Nate was barred from legally owning firearms. This was imposed following a battery charge against him in 2016. He nonetheless continued to advertise his security services and posted photos of himself armed online. Officers also learned that on September 14th, 2 days before the murders, Nate had left work early and hadn't returned until the day after it had occurred. Coworkers told officers that there had been some tension between Zoraida and him before he took off, and he seemed upset. One of Ermelinda's daughters described Nate to law enforcement as a paranoid type. She said his paranoia and strange behavior had been increasing in the weeks before the murders. Nate often spoke of people who were after him, she said. She also described how he would place black electrical tape over the mobile doorbell camera and even the red light on the television, presumably believing that people were watching him. So, police began to monitor Nate's movements. As they did so, they tracked him to a Walmart parking lot, where they watched as he met a former security colleague and passed over a large black duffel bag. Weeks later, police tracked down that bag and confirmed their suspicions. It contained a long list of items, including 11 rounds of .45 ACP ammunition, 3 Glock magazines, 2 rifles, 2 soft body armor plates, a knife, black zip ties, and other related items. However, they did not find a 9mm gun, such as the one used in the murders. The same evening that Nate was visited at work, officers arrived at his home to speak with his fiance, Ermelinda.
Hello. Hi, Ermelinda. My name is Detective Garcia.
Hello.
From the Romeoville Police Department. This is Detective Wagner.
Hello.
I know you know what's going on and why you were here. Okay? I know you were talking on the phone with your husband right now.
Husband
Okay.
or boyfriend?
Okay. Does he live here with you? How long have you guys been together?
2015.
Okay. We're investigating a murder. Okay? So, we have in our possession some phones, okay? And in those phones, we're doing what it's called a phone dump. So what happens is if anybody's talking on a text app that you can download, for example, Text Now, we can retrieve those messages.
Okay.
We have retrieved those messages. All right, we've read them. They're pretty clear that somebody's pretty upset at the victim. Okay, is there any way that these text messages are going to come back to you, or your name, or your phone, or anything associated with that? Okay.
So we'd like to speak with you without him present. Are you okay with that?
Sure. Do you want me to walk away?
Wherever you're comfortable.
Wherever you're comfortable, right?
Well, the dogs are all around. So.
Oh yeah, but we're out front or in the house in the backyard, right? I'm not saying go out. I'm not saying go in the house, but we can talk with you out over here. If you're okay with that? We can go over by my car if you'd like.
Let me get my jacket.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Ermelinda, a 50-year-old mother of 5, agreed to sit with officers inside their cruiser and answer their questions. When they pulled over to an agreed spot, she explained that she had just been on the phone with Nate when he was approached by police. While they spoke, she overheard them reference an affair, she said. It was the first time she had heard of it.
Why are you scared of him?
Oh, I'm not scared. Well,
Okay. Why are you scared right now?
because when I called him because I was scared, I didn't know where he was.
Okay.
He said, someone's following me.
Okay.
So I called and I called. And then I heard him say, why are you following me? Do you want to search the car? And then someone said to him, there are messages from you, and it's because her husband found out you were having an affair. And I didn't know that
You didn't know what?
he was having an affair.
Okay.
When did you find that out? Right now?
Just right now.
Okay. When's the last time that he had an affair? Because I know this is not the first time.
No, it's not.
Okay. When's the last time you knew he had an affair?
When we first started dating.
2015?
2015 to maybe 17.
You believe he's had multiple or many affairs while you two have been together?
I was hoping that they were done because I was hoping to trust because you have to.
When you find out about him, like what happens? You guys get into arguments? Do you talk to the women that he's having affairs with?
No, for what?
I don't know.
No.
Leave your man alone kind of thing?
No, I'm too old for that. I'm 50 years old. There's no reason for me to, no. And quite honestly, it's not the female's fault. It's his fault.
Right.
So, no.
Ermelinda stated that she had heard the name Zoraida Bartolomei before. She had seen it appear on Nate's phone late one night when a call came through.
What about a man by the name of Alberto Rolon?
Have I ever heard of a man?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Have you ever met Zoraida?
No.
You seen a picture of her?
No.
So that name comes up to you because you saw it.
Well, really, that name stuck in my head because that night I thought, are you cheating on me?
Was the person calling?
They're calling in.
Okay.
More than once. And it was a long name. I thought it was Bartolomei, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long name, but...
So when we asked your husband if he knew this person, Zoraida, he said, I've never heard that name. Why would he be lying to us?
I don't know.
Should I believe him?
I don't know. Please don't tell him I said
We're not
this.
going to tell him anything.
I thought that you guys said to him he was having an affair. Somebody said he's having an affair.
Okay. Well, that It's probably very accurate.
And I know what you guys are here for something else, and I'm making it about cheating, and it's not.
Well, I mean, it could be. I mean,
So are you guys saying that you're trying to find out if he killed the husband?
We're trying to find out who was involved. So we're talking to everyone. We're talking to you. We're talking to him. We're talking to other people because, as you may be aware, people lie to the police, right? So we don't know who's lying.
Gotcha.
What I would like to ask you is, on either Friday or Saturday night, did he go out with his friends?
No.
did he work?
Friday night? No, he was with me.
Saturday night.
No.
Nate was at home with her on both Friday and Saturday nights, she said. Although they slept in different areas of the house, Ermelinda was insistent that Nate would not have been able to leave the house without her knowledge. Her daughters could also support his alibi, she said.
So.
Did you go anywhere Saturday night then?
No, I was home. Well, it wasn't night. It was afternoon. No, I did not. I was here. I understand this is not about an affair, but for me, it's about an affair. I don't know what day you guys are looking at, but for me, he was home all weekend. Thursday to today. He goes to work, he comes home.
Do you think he's capable of taking someone's life?
No. I'm sorry. I know.
How sure are you of that?
You know, Nate is a lot of things, but what he tries to do is to calm people down and stop them from fighting. So for him to just actually fight with someone, no.
Remember when we first met you at the door, I told you that we had some text messages?
Yes.
With phone numbers, and we're going to find out who those phone numbers belong to. Is there any reason why those numbers would come back to you?
Are you sure?
Are those my numbers?
I don't know that yet. We're looking into it, but what I'm saying is there any reason why they would come back to you?
No.
While investigators sought to track the origin of the threatening text messages, they continued to keep eyes on Nate Huey. They requested permission to examine the contents of Nate's cell phone and to take a DNA sample.
What we're asking for is consent to get the text messages off your phone between you and her, to Snapchat or whatever it is between you, so we have both sides of it. We're trying to eliminate you as a suspect, but
It's on the computer, right? You can get it on the computer.
no, we have to take the phone, we plug it in, we take it out, and then we give your phone back.
Oh, I didn't have anything in there.
That's even better.
I tell you.
No, I believe you, but well, yeah. I mean, just let me see it. And why I asked is the bosses called right away. They were like, well, we'd like to see if we can get the stuff, from your end back that way, and see if maybe your husband got wind of it and pulled it off or something. So we just want to take a look. I mean, on our side of it, we can get a search warrant, to go through the phone, and just take a little longer. But on the fastest way would be consent, pull it off, and give your phone back. Than it would be to, and again, I explained to you earlier, I'm trying to eliminate you.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a deceased girl, and her last fling or boyfriend or whatever is you, and I'm sure that if you're an outsider looking in, who's your suspect? I mean, and so I'd like to eliminate that. I'd like to say, well, no, we looked through stuff. He didn't have nothing to do with it. We're done with it.
I'd rather you guys just go on the computer.
I agree with you, but again, there's it would take us, a couple hours to pull information off the phone that could eliminate you as a suspect, like right from the start. It's up to you.
It feels like you're pretty suspect enough, man. Well, how about this? How about I come see you guys later today after work or something like that? Because I got fucking other shit in there that I don't necessarily want you to be like looking at. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. But again,
I promise you, I don't care what you look at.
No. It's not like fucking like freak shit like that or anything like that.
One last thing, before we drive out of the parking lot, will you give us consent to look in your Denali just for like blood or something?
There's no blood in my car. I haven't done anything.
I believe you,
We believe
but
you. 100% believe you.
so now we're at the point where we just got to check off everything off our list so that there's, like I said, you're in a relationship with her, and that's what we're going off of, okay?
Yeah.
And we want to be as thorough as possible, and part of being thorough is that we just want to take a look inside because.
That's just the route that I would rather go, guys. I don't mean any disrespect. I promise you that. I'm just saying, like, I think it's just better if, at this point, now I speak to a lawyer. This is insane.
It's crazy. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah.
It's not, I don't doubt that you're going to do your homework. And I want you to do your homework. But I'm just telling you, like,
Yeah.
like you just had this fucking 4 people who have been fucking hurt.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I'm not fucking like, I don't know, walking myself into some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Like, it's like it's kind of alarming just because you guys have come back so many times now.
I know. And trust me, we didn't want to do that. The bosses told us to do it. We weren't looking forward to doing that. We just unfortunately, got stuck doing it. So we're gonna go. Like I said, you got my card. If you could really stop by today, we'll help out a lot. It'll get you off our list so we can be done with that.
I'll bring the fucking car. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like you can swab and shit and everything. You'll see.
I believe you, man.
There's nothing in my car.
I believe you, dude.
Like, I want to.
I believe you, man.
Yeah.
We want to solve this more than anybody, dude.
No, but I mean, it's not even, really, I'm not even, not saying, I need you to say I believe you. I'm just telling you.
Nate agreed to offer a DNA sample. He also agreed to meet with detectives at the station following his shift to hand over his cell phone and allow for a search of his SUV. After leaving work, noticing that police were following him on the way, he stopped to speak with an officer.
I think he was under the impression that you were going to do it right off after you got off of work. I don't know what you guys discussed, but you may want to let him know that you're going to go home and eat, and then you're going to meet with him. Do you have his work phone number? If it's on the card, give him a buzz. Let him know.
Nate spoke further to detectives about the nature of the messages that were likely to be found on his device. When asked about the threatening messages sent to Zoraida and Alberto, he told them he didn't know about those, but he admitted that he'd received random-ass messages as well from people that were coming after him. Nate stated that they were Bulgarian and that they always do stuff to his phone. He refused to state what exactly that was, but he did say that they have high-tech capabilities. After viewing the data from his device, these statements began to make a lot of sense. Indeed, the messages from Nate's phone painted an unlikely story and pointed to a bizarre motive for the murders. Nate, too, had been receiving threatening text messages, though for a longer period of time than Zoraida and Alberto. Evidently, they had not discussed these directly with each other. For Nate, these messages included threats that if he did not follow the directions provided, he would be dead within the year. Nate believed these messages to be from members of a powerful drug cartel composed of violent individuals of Mexican and Bulgarian descent. These individuals had convinced him that he was under constant surveillance by this criminal organization. He believed that he needed to act in accordance to their wishes as an unwilling member of their operation. Moreover, he was told that he had been infiltrated by a mole. There was someone in his life who was planning to attack him. The name of that individual would be revealed in time. Nate's correspondence with these allegedly powerful criminals indicated that he did not question the information being provided to him or the identities of his criminal contacts. He truly believed that he was working with this cartel and that his life was in danger. On September 19th, he and Ermelinda hired a lawyer. Then he met his mother at a Target while Ermelinda waited in the car outside. There, he confessed to killing the family. When asked why, he said because people were after him, and he believed the kids were better off dead than alive without parents. It is not clear what Nate's mother did with that information immediately after receiving it. Later that day, an officer stopped Ermelinda outside of their home as she was about to get into her black Chevy Malibu. A license plate reader had captured her car in Romeoville at 3:48 a.m. on the day of the murders, and police were in the process of getting a search warrant.
It's evidence. Yeah, we're getting a search warrant for it. Okay, so unfortunately you can't touch the car right now. Okay? All right.
Through ring camera footage and other sources, the vehicle used in the crime was tracked traveling from their home in Streamwood to Zoraida's Romeoville home at the time the murders were thought to have taken place. Nate was seen exiting and re-entering the vehicle from the passenger side. Ermelinda was the driver.
Did you go anywhere Saturday night then?
No, I was home. Well, it wasn't night, it was afternoon. No, I did not. I was here.
Are you telling me the truth?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be covering for Nate at all?
No, he was here. Even my daughter said he was here.
Later that day, on September 19th, Nate and Ermelinda fled the state. She told family before leaving that she was frightened of Nate and needed to go with him. After failing to hear anything further, her family reported her as a missing and endangered person the next day. Notifications were sent out nationally. The couple's images shared to law enforcement and media outlets across the country.
She communicated with a number of her family members, telling them things such as, "I love you, take care of my grandbabies." She seemed upset. We know without a shadow of a doubt that at the time of the murders in Romeoville, Ermelinda was home sleeping. This has been confirmed by multiple family members. The police identified her as a person of interest. Okay, well, she's a victim, just like the Romeoville family is a victim.
As investigators continued to compile evidence, however, it became apparent that Ermelinda was no victim. Though the investigation had been moving quickly, there had not been enough evidence to make an arrest. Instead, authorities tracked Nate's GMC SUV using first his phone, then license plate readers. A license plate reader in Catoosa, Oklahoma, more than 600 miles from their Illinois home, captured the SUV later on September 20th and alerted local police that a murder suspect and potentially a kidnapping victim were inside. The couple were tracked to a stop they made at a Walmart in Catoosa, where they purchased a prepaid cell phone, hair dye, and other cosmetics. Surveillance showed them holding hands as they walked through the parking lot and smiling as they exited the store. As they got back into the GMC, a Catoosa police officer switched on her car lights to attempt to stop them and investigate the missing person report. Instead, Nate drove off. The chase continued onto the I-44 when the GMC crashed into another car and then a solid centered median. The driver's side door was pinned shut. The GMC caught fire. As officers approached the vehicle, they heard gunshots from within. Ermelinda was pulled from the passenger side of the vehicle. She had been shot but was alive and rushed to the hospital. As the fire threatened to engulf the car, officers tried to smash open the closed driver's side window by firing beanbags at it. It became clear that Nate Huey was already dead inside, having turned the gun on himself. Ermelinda did not survive her injuries.
It looks to be an apparent murder-suicide with a crash. Armed and dangerous murder suspect. Out of where? Illinois, I think.
Yeah, he's DOA. He did shoot her, back of the head. She's the missing person, endangered. He's the murder suspect.
It looked like she was being held against the roof.
The investigation into the murders continued for a year following the fatal crash. As investigators sorted through Nate's correspondence as well as Ermelinda's data, they pieced together the bizarre murder plot. And they discovered the real source of Nate's paranoia: his fiance. Since December 2021, she'd created fake phone numbers and multiple online personas to convince her fiance that he was a part of a Mexican and Bulgarian criminal gang. She would use these personas to offer details about the others, building up their background stories and relationships amongst each other, as well as their roles within the fictional organization. Some of the personas were bosses or hitmen, and others were hackers. A forensic search found data showing that she had researched information about the dark web to prove to Nate that she was a hacker. She would regularly translate words to pretend to speak Bulgarian. Her phone activity also logged into an app to secretly track his location and convince him that he was being followed. The initial aim appeared to be to scare her fiancé into being faithful, instructing him not to speak with other women. She would intercept messages from Zoraida and others, piquing her jealousy and escalating the elaborate charade. One week before the murders, Ermelinda sent threatening text messages to Zoraida and Alberto. On September 14th, after her threats failed to get Zoraida to break things off with Nate, she sent her fiancé a text message through one of her personas, convincing him that Zoraida was the mole and had planned to attack him. He needed to act first. Ermelinda's persona instructed Nate to make the scene appear to be a burglary committed by kids. The messages reassured him that many murders go unsolved. After leaving work early that day, Nate, along with one of his fake contacts, began plotting to kill Zoraida by researching her neighborhood, looking up cameras, and planning how to get in and out of the house, and how to avoid leaving behind any DNA. His wife would drive him there, he told the fake cartel member, not realizing that he was actually messaging his wife. Police believed that Nate died without ever knowing that the cartel was fake, and that the woman he often called his wife was behind the horrific plot to kill his girlfriend and her family. That was the tragic case of Zoraida Bartolomei, Alberto Rolon, and their two young sons, Adriel and Diego. Thank you once again for joining me, and a special thanks to Paula Herror, Moon in Leo, Janice Taylor, Junito DRX, K Shandy, and SC for joining our Members Lounge. Your extra support for us here at JTL is really appreciated. I'm Kevin, this is Just Thought Lounge, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, the content that you need, this could be a new sign. We talk in the comments, they jot in a few lines. Tune in and hit like, love that, it's too kind. Feels like the whole world is online for true crime. Watch them on the run, but it's not a race. Really hard to disappear, poof, without a trace. Sherlock Holmes with it, I put you in your place. Got my smoking pipe, only right, I crack another case like